Hello, my name is Eduardo Campos and I'm going to talk about the Day of the Dead. First of all, do you celebrate the Day of the Dead? Well, I do, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you a little bit about the Mexican tradition. In pre-Hispanic times, the cult of death was one of the basic elements of culture. When someone died, they first of all they buried, wrapped, and they organize a party in order to guide them in the way to the Mictlan that is like heaven for us. In the same way, they put like food, beverage, something like they like that, like any kind of snack. The thing is that people thought, or well, they actually thought that this food is in order like for the dead if he's hungry, if he's like something like that. So they actually put all that, so the way to heaven was easier. And the Day of the Dead in the indigenous visions implies the transitory return of the souls of deceased who return home. In this celebration of the Day of the Dead, death does not represent an absence but a living presence. Death is the symbol of life that materializes on the altar of earth. In this sense, it is as like a celebration that carries great popular significance, since it includes various meanings, well, from philosophical to material meanings. And the celebration of the Day of the Dead takes place on November 1st and 2nd, since it's divided into categories. First of all, according to the Catholic calendar, November 1 corresponds to All Saints, a day dedicated to the little dead or children. And second of November 2nd, it is dedicated to the faithful depart, that is, so adults. So like November 1 is kids and November 2 is adults. Well, I'm going to talk about how it is carried out. Every year, many families in Mexico place offerings and altars decorated with marigold flowers. It's like papel picado, sugar skulls, pan de muerto, mole, or some any dish that their relatives like to whom the offering is dedicated. As in pre-Hispanic times, incense is placed to also to aromatize the place. Well, likewise, the festivities include decorating the graves with flowers and many times making altars on the tombstones, which in indigenous times had great significance because it was thought that it helped to lead the souls to travel a good path after death to heaven, to heaven. And also the Day of the Dead is celebrated throughout all Mexico with some variations depending on the region or states. Each state has like its own kind of celebration, but all of them are like the same meaning. Also, it is worth mentioning that the United Nations Organizations for Education, Science and Culture, that is the UNESCO, declared this festival in 2008 as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. All of this due to its importance and meaning as it's a traditional contemporary expression. I actually make this video and I want to talk about this topic because I firmly believe that this tradition is disappearing, and it's so sad for me. Talking a little bit with my family, we agree that these days, nowadays, very few families celebrate the Day of the Dead. It also, when I was talking with my friends, we all agree with that, and I investigated a little bit about like the topic and about all of these topics related, and I found a large amount of data that confirms my beliefs. The cultivation of cempasúchil, that is like the main flour, the traditional flour of the Day of the Dead has decreased incredibly, as well as the production of the sugar skulls and the bread of the dead, that is a pan of the muerto. So actually, the production is decreasing in a big way because the people are not consuming these products. So it will be a waste of time and money for the ones that actually live of selling these products. So that confirms like my beliefs, and it makes me very sad, disappointed, since I had always celebrated this tradition since I was like a little kid. I celebrate with my family, and the school we celebrate, and also I found with my friends. I asked them, and they told me that in like they have little sisters and little brothers, and they told me that nowadays in the school, some schools they don't celebrate this tradition. And when I was like a little kid, I always celebrate this tradition in my school, and in other schools also they celebrate. So I think I cannot believe that the new generations are not celebrating this, and that the tradition is disappearing. Well, I was so concerned about this topic that I decided to go outside and ask some people about their opinion and something like that. And I found Karen. Karen is the owner of an artisanal bakery, and I will present you the interview. Only the audio, as she decided to exercise her right to privacy. So I will only show you the audio that of the interview. We talk about the tradition and something about she his opinion about the tradition. So here it goes. Well, first of all, sorry because the interview needed to be in Spanish, but I'm going to translate the questions on English and the answers will be kept in Spanish. So here it goes. Hello, Karen. First of all, I want to know how did you get involved in all this bakery world?
Mi padre tiene más de 40 años con una panadería ubicada en el centro de Saltillo. Esta fue pues prácticamente el lugar donde yo crecí. Desde los 10 años tuve la oportunidad de acompañarlo cada día y ver cómo se realizaban los procesos. Sin duda alguna, una de mis épocas favoritas es el Día de Muertos, ya que llegaba mucha gente a comprar pan. Simplemente en días posteriores a la celebración llegábamos a vender más de 1000 panes. Hoy, a mis 25 años de edad, yo sigo felizmente trabajando a su lado y más que nunca me siento muy orgullosa de todo lo que hemos logrado juntos.
Okay, Karen, thank you for your answer. Well, now, how do you celebrate Día de Muertos nowadays?
Sí, claro que sí. El Día de Muertos para mí es una celebración muy especial y desde pequeños mis padres celebraban con nosotros este día. Poco a poco se fue convirtiendo en una muy bella tradición y nunca podría faltar pan de muerto en nuestro hogar, por supuesto.
Thank you, Karen. Now, have you noticed a change during these few years in like mostly in the way that the pan de muerto is sold? Like, do you think is like sell it sells a lot or like lower sales? How have you noticed this like this thing?
Sinceramente sí. En los últimos años he notado un cambio drástico en la venta de pan de muerto. Como lo mencioné anteriormente, durante años llegábamos a vender alrededor de 1000 panes en aquella época y hace poco más de 2 años hemos registrado únicamente ventas que van desde 300 a 500 panes. Claro, por un momento nosotros pensábamos que era nuestra culpa, que algo pasaba con la receta o que la competencia había ganado el mercado, pero pues al estar en contacto con otros panaderos y gente dentro de la industria, nos mencionaban que al igual que nosotros, la venta de pan había disminuido hasta en un 60%. Esto nos sorprendió mucho ya que nunca habíamos vivido algo así y al mismo tiempo estamos preocupados más que nada porque pues está perdiendo una tradición muy importante y que durante cientos de años se ha celebrado en nuestro país.
That was perfect, Karen. Now, I want to know if you think that this tradition is like starting to lose. Do you think that or not?
Pues en mi opinión creo que la tradición del Día de Muertos sí se está comenzando a perder poco a poco. Sinceramente me da mucha lástima y tristeza ya que es algo muy representativo de nuestro país y en lo personal, como lo he vivido desde muy pequeña, es algo que me duele mucho ver. Hoy en día las familias ya no están inculcando a los niños estas tradiciones y ya no festejan como antes lo hacían. Años atrás las personas adultas, jóvenes, incluso niños esperaban ansiosamente que llegaran estas fechas para consumir el pan con su peculiar sabor a canela, huevo y mantequilla, y además los utilizaban para colocarlos en altares que realizaban a sus difuntos, y hoy en día pues esto es algo que ya casi no vemos, lamentablemente.
Thank you for all your answers, Karen, and I hope you have a great day. You were perfect. Thank you. See you later.
Muchísimas gracias a ti por la entrevista y por tomarte el tiempo. Que te vaya muy bien. Nos vemos.
I have been thinking a lot about this tradition and I would not like to lose it in the future. So that is why as a solution I propose that there be a greater dissemination by the government. I invite the government to help this beautiful tradition continue and to make some celebrations where the citizens can participate, and likewise I invite you all of you all to your family, to invite your family to spread the word and continue with the betrayal. Together we are stronger. We will ensure this tradition maintain for many years. So I really invite you to tell the future generations all the history, all the things that this beautiful tradition has, so that we can maintain this. It will last us forever.